Hey baby, it's Theo. You're Theo. I'm a little nervous because of all the truth I'm gonna have to speak to you. But I know, as the man that you fell in love with 5 years ago, that it's the right thing to do. So I will do it anyway. And I'm just gonna say, baby, I know the whole third person bit freaks you out, and I know Theo sometimes brings a little bit too much of like work Theo into our conversations, which I need your help to not do. But just so it's clear, I'm going to have that guy a little bit here because this is so valuable to other people. So I'm going to be speaking to you, but I'm going to have to kind of explain things in a very masculine way to everyone else. So that balance we have here. Theo is a bit nervous, and honestly, you're the only one. I'm going to try to not do that. I am nervous, okay? And you're the only one that can sort of make me feel that way because, you know, it's just a childish, boyish love for you that, hey, I like her so much, she's so cute and she's so sweet and I hope she likes me back. And it's interesting because I don't really care about my appearance. You know, people won't understand that, but yeah, I care about it, but only to the degree it's related to the man I am, you know. I like working on the body, the physique, but it's like I know I'm becoming stronger, more disciplined, more precise, more chiseled. The more I chisel my physique, the more chiseled as a man I am, just right. Remove the junk, remove all the crap, fine-tune. Looking like a perfect statue, quote unquote, because it represents building, mastering some traits in the process. But so when people try to attack my appearance here, I don't really give a shit. I have a much stronger identity than my body, my hair, my glasses, anything like that. The funny thing is that this is always what drew you to me. That you were always, I know you were always about the man I am. Of course you find my body hot. And I was going to, I know, and I appreciate that. I was going to wear a shirt to be a little bit more decent for you in this video, but I figured it's a good metaphor. I'm here, naked, no armor. Not even the thinnest armor. I have a black shirt over a t-shirt. Not even that. I'm here, baby. Receive me or not. Okay, I'm giving you something. Take it. I'm completely naked. You can stab me in the heart if you want to. That's what I'm giving you here. Yeah, but the funny thing is you were always drawn to Theo, to me, because I am like that. I am a man. I am the man. I am a man. That's what I am. Not my body, not my hair, not my face. I am Theo, a great guy for you. And the funny thing is that you're the only one that truly gets that the body is a manifestation, the external is a manifestation of the internal. You're the only one that gets that still. You're the only one that Theo cares about it in that kind of way. Like, dude, if you say something about my body, I'm like, really, baby? You like that? You like my forearms? You made me train forearms more, for sure. Thank you for that, because I've been laying that. You helped me figure fucking out my leg training. I got more focused with fixing my hips because you like quads. I know you like traps, and that's just like, well, I have those, baby. I know you like other stuff too, but you see, you influence me in that way. No one else does. No one else does. Yeah, so I become the man you need, finally. Not just the man you want. You always said that when we first met 5 years ago. I know you're the man I need. I know I need you. Back then, I wasn't really comfortable with the wording because I don't think you should need anyone to be okay. What I realize now is that no, you don't need me, as in you'll be able to do well on your own. However, you do need me if you ever want to heal from what hurt you, the masculine wounds, and I of course have feminine wounds that I had to heal, to strengthen my masculine by healing my wounded feminine in me, and I'm finally there. I'm finally that guy. Take it or leave it, baby. Take it or leave it. You got it all wrong yesterday, right? Our so-called argument, like mainly you fighting yourself through Theo, as so many people do when I'm in this state, okay? And I want to say the only thing I tried to say yesterday was I wanted to send you a message and thank you in the evening before bed. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm all fucking exhausted. My brain is like, ugh. I just want to say, well, thank you for checking in on me when I'm high like this. I don't want to be that guy with you. That's kind of what I need your help with. I have good control over it, but just that I get this concern from you. And it's like, okay, it's a good reminder. Gotta keep in check. Don't fly too high. Don't get too crazy. And pretty much say that that's what I could really use you for, my dear. I'm gonna have to go through this so I don't accidentally say your name, because that's part of this. I'm trying to protect you always. Try to learn all Theo's stories to the degree he feels okay about sharing someone else, you know, putting other people out there. Yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to say that, you know, thank you for pulling me down a bit. That's what I need you for. Pull me down when I fly too close to the sun so I don't get burnt. Pull me up when I'm too deep in the darkness. And my job is like when you, the same for you, but you're just, because you're a fucking emotional woman, you're going to be bouncing all over the place, you know, and I'm there to ride the storm with you until it calms down. That's the way to look at it, okay? So Theo, I am finally ready to talk about, the story of the girl, Theo's truth, my truth, about the 5-year-long story now-ish with a girl I love. It's been very difficult because I have always been so protective. Someone that watches my videos closely will see that when I talk about her, I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't say everything, guys. It's like, you have to trust me. Like, don't make assumptions, please, please. It's so fucking tough when you put your shit, you make up in your mind what happened when you have no idea, because you have not. It's too unique of a situation, not entirely like dynamic in a sense of the situation, but like you just have it wrong. And trust that I try to tell you, I'm being vulnerable by putting what's very sensitive to me out there. With a girl I love so much, things have been very difficult, you know. Please, guys, trust me on that so I can use some points from it without saying too much. Then to get all the shit when people do it anyway, you know, it's extremely difficult. But I'm finally ready. I don't, you know, I still would ask you to please not give your unsolicited advice or opinion about a shit, but you can. I am done arguing with people, defending my case. That's what I practiced this year. That's what made me level up so much this year. So I'm done with that. You can do that, but please, I would prefer, it will sting a little bit, because it's deep. Wounds sit deep, right? I am ready, knowing exactly what to say and not to make the points that are very valuable here. Before I talk about our particular case, me and the girl I love, I want to talk about my kind of general views on masculinity and femininity. Just watch the time, okay. Not be too masculine, not too many fucking words, explanations. Yeah, so it's kind of it's an unusual, uncommon view. Many people get wrong, project their current programming. Don't call it trauma even, because not everyone isn't traumatized when it comes to masculine and feminine. You could call it that on a small level. It's mainly ideas about men and women that's been put in heads. So there would be the hyper masculine side would be the red pill response, sort of MGTOW, everything around that manosphere. That's like a response to radical feminism, that is like hyper feminism, right? But really, it's a spiritual battle. The energy division in this universe is a universe of unity and duality at the same time. So there's always a division of stuff that really belongs together also at the same time. So there are many energies like that, many balances like that, where there's a middle ground between two things. That's a trinity in my view. And the main initial division is between if we call the everything, the one, the whole, God, the divine. The division is the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And then there's this like war between them. And there's going to be the wounded masculine, the toxic masculine, the wounded feminine, the wounded masculine. All of these things are fighting through us human beings. So it's been, we take the ways men hurt women. You know, it's things I don't even want to say out loud. Terrible, physical, forceful things. You know, force is a masculine thing, right? Terrible thing to take something, it's out of hate. It's out of hate to try to get love in a very wrong way, in a fear-based, hateful-based way. But then also just this like kind of demeaning look at women. Even if you wouldn't do something like that, and just view them as lesser creatures, which is a wrong way to look at it. It's just this, you should see that women are like lesser, that certain ways they are not like men, but men are also lesser than women in certain regards, okay? It's not like, they are little stupid kids, and we're like much better. They're dumb. They should be treated like children, or, you know. And what more, on the women's side, I guess it's like being too what can I find, you know? Well, it doesn't really matter. Those were good examples, just so I don't lose my train of thought. You can see that there are toxic sides of both, but then there are good sides. Like masculinity would be safety, like instead of force, kind of leadership, you know. Yeah, but it might, like, I know where to go. Like, follow me here, not like pushing, not forcefully pushing a woman in that way. If she doesn't need it, if it doesn't actually come from love, okay, well, you have to put your foot down. Overall, a man is supposed to make women feel safe, so they feel safe to follow him, okay? Yeah, and they will sometimes, they won't feel safe because you are not safe, okay? You're not acting safe, but sometimes they will confuse some things about you when you actually come from truth, and that's when you have to stand your ground as a man and be lovingly assertive never like domineering in that sort of forceful way like that. Just assert that, hey, no, you cannot do this thing. You cannot run me over. Do not run me over, dear. I'm not trying to push anything on you. Just follow along, okay? And so the women, yeah, I mean, I told you, right? You're supposed to help me in the grand scheme of things. Like pull me down, continuously pull me down in a period when I'm too high, continuously pull me up in a period when I'm too low. Help me remember who I am at those times. Not that I'm not that godlike creature. I'm not that little fucking pathetic, rotten piece of shit that I feel at the other times. And you're going to be bouncing all over the place. And because I'm always going to be more centered than you, either way. Women are more emotional. Men are more logical. The mind, logic, functioning, the robot side of us, that's more male. The spirit, the emotional part, that's more feminine. But it's always in all of us, right? So you see, that's the war. That's with everything is so fucked up in society through different ways. Now it's ideas, you know. The feminism programming has already been installed. It's not talked about as much. But Swedish women, they can, even if they don't get triggered because they haven't been so wounded by men, it's still that's a reaction. If you say that something, men are more like this, right? It's like they want to disagree. It's like, well, women can be like that too, and that's the point. Yes. All of this exists in all of us. We have an inner masculine and feminine. We can, as a man, I can be too feminine in some way. I'm not enough assertive, you know. I let myself be bossed around. I'm people-pleasing. I care about, what do people think about me, you know. But I can also be too hard on myself and talk shit to myself. Fucking loser. How you need to get better. Push, push, push. You need to be softer from that, right? So it's always that people don't get it right. It's like, yeah, men are just more like that. Women are just more like that, right? With both the good and the bad. And that's how I want you to hear me here. Now the war between men and women, people are so confused. That's why you see all the trans stuff, all the weird, that kind of stuff. It's an expression of imbalanced masculine and feminine to an extreme degree. But everyone is really confused about this. And this is sort of part of my mission to fucking restore balance, okay? Restore balance. So it began with Theo and his girl 5 years ago. When Theo, you see, when I go back, I really want to. Can I fucking speak in third person? It's a story I'm telling about the past. I'm not living in the past. That's why I'm speaking in third person. Theo had always, because we get wounded by the masculine and feminine. All of us have like masculine and feminine love inside us, and we have masculine and feminine hate. Like hurt, pain, really that polarity. So I was more hurt by my mother, so I'm going to feel more unloved by the feminine. And then for my inner feminine, it's going to be too weak. I cannot feel loved myself, so I try to get it from the feminine outside. The feminine outside, right? That's, sleeping around, trying to hook up for attention, validation, right? Like that. You could probably notice that sometimes when you don't even really truly care to have sex with a girl. If you know she would have, that's enough. Oh, I got the validation. I'm good. See, the feminine thinks I'm good. So Theo, when he went through the panic attack thing, he just couldn't be as hard on himself as he always had been. Tell himself, what a loser, what are you fucking doing? You need to do better. You're weak like this, Because it was just too tough. And just fucking enduring. He knew he was strong. So suddenly there was a softer voice, like, hey, it's okay. Like anyone would struggle. Some people wouldn't make it. You're doing well, So coming out on the other side, suddenly he had that feminine love from the inside that he was always lacking. And that allowed for them, because my relationship to my dad is much better, I realized. I've never doubted that my dad, he did mistakes, but I never doubted that he loved me. So when all the cloud from the feminine wounds, that made me too much like a woman in a toxic way. That's what happens. When I became more like a woman in a positive way, it allowed for my masculinity that kind of was there all along to really come out. And so Theo went 2 years of just being better and better. Notices no need no longer to sleep with girls for that kind of thing. Even think like I don't want to use them. I don't want to hurt anyone. And I don't really care about it. So yeah, I went to one girl. I start to remember what I've known all along since I came into this world, right? And I do some videos even back in the day talking about sex is overrated. And I see this, how many men just look for validation that way. And that women kind of control. It becomes like transactional in that way. The man gives something and the woman gives the sex back. But it should be love. Man gives love and the woman gives love back. And sex is part of it. Not the only thing, but you see. So I talked about that. And then this girl comes into my life. That's just fucking great. She loves Theo, for exactly who he is. She can see that Theo, he doesn't care to just have sex with girls. He doesn't want to be manipulative, forceful in any sort of way, or be entitled to get something from women. He just wants to love a woman as the great guy he is. And everything is great. Everything is amazing. Looking back, it's easy to see now when you know in hindsight, like you always do. That's why you can't be hung up on the past. Couldn't have known what I know today if I didn't go through that. But yeah, we could have seen now looking at some things, some signs. But pretty much, it was great. It was. I've never felt like I can just be me and be so fucking loved. She knew who I was. She made me see how fucking great of a man I am. She really I already got a lot of validation, but actually getting it genuinely from the outside, not trying to get it. It's like, if I think this girl, I think she's the most amazing woman I've ever met, and she looks at me this way, well, I must be fucking doing something right? I hopefully she viewed it that way also, knowing that Theo, this guy that I admire so much, it must say something about me. Because we had that experience, we kept saying things that we thought. It's like, have you spying on me? How do you fucking know? How do you fucking know to say that? Amazing. Never have to feel like I do any tricks. She has texted me less now. I have to keep myself from texting. All that nonsense, all those games insecure people play. We just didn't have to. And from here is where I have to make the long story short. It's like, she came into my life on distance and we're supposed to meet. Then, clearly, something deep dark came out in her. The wounded masculine that she'd been suppressing. And you know, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what it is exactly. A lot of women would understand what it could be, because there are many different ways men can hurt women, right? In the worst kinds of ways. There can still be many different situations. And many men can also know, because they will have some woman in their life, right? And it came out. It came out, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything about it, you know. I understood completely. But what could I do? More than be there and just be like, fuck, you know. I just want to be there for you, baby. It's like, I understand you're hurt, but I don't look at you as broken or anything. I love you still. Please, let me help you. I don't care about it. I understand what all these things, these terrible things. I've been abused myself. Even if I'm not you, I can understand. I can understand how it makes a person feel, what becomes difficult, where the sensitive spots are, where the difficult things are. But I don't care about it. It's like when I hurt myself, if I break a leg, I'm not broken. I just have a broken leg. I have to operate accordingly. It's like, there's nothing broken with you, baby. I want to be here for you. Thing is, with distance, well, pretty much her tendency is to avoid, to flee. And when that happens so suddenly then, because I got to know some things, I realized that the situation was different than I thought. I have to digest that. But okay, it seems like we have a plan still. But I had to learn that, yeah, it came out. The person I could just count on, that she was always there, suddenly she just wasn't. First time ever. I can't reach her. Literally cannot reach her. I can't breathe. She's left me. She's left me. What do I do? What do I do? How do I get a hold of her? When will I hear from her? What do I do? What do I do? I had to discover my abandonment wound this way. And it unfortunately made me lose control. It made me lose control because I'd always been stable with her. I could kind of put her in her place when needed. I don't, you know, that's what the thing with a loving masculine. He will just like, well, you're being unreasonable now. And then he will, when the girl is first, because the girl is not always emotional and wrong. He might have said something wrong. He might have done something wrong. But when he notices, like, you just want to argue now. You're just in your emotion and you're looking things to fight for instance. See, this is what happened. Just chill, just chill. And he could always, when it was time, put her in her place like that. But now, his abandonment wound being ripped open completely, he just couldn't. He couldn't bring himself to say that this is fucking horrible for me. Because it started being back and forth, right? That she would come around, the text, but the dynamic changes completely. Because Theo is now so scared of her reactions to everything. She's like he's walking on eggshells, like she could just disappear. And that was so terrible. And he's like, please, can you just tell me if you need to go away? or just come back and say, you know, this happened. Just this, that you completely go away. It's so fucking difficult. But I also knew she's in pain. I am better, I am stronger. How? Of course. How can I blame her? How can I tell her? How can I be like, oh, this is so tough for me. What you're going through is so tough for me. He has to keep it to himself. That's what he feels like. Finally, he had to open up about it, and he could tell. He somehow, behind his own triggering and wounds, it's like he always knew. That's why he has stuck with her for so long. This years ago, right? That she does love him. He knows it. He knows it, but he doesn't feel it. You know, he's triggered. It's very hard to see and feel things differently than no, he's fucking weak man now. He's fucked up, and he shouldn't say anything because that would be weak. She is the one with problems, right? But he could tell sometimes that she did feel bad about it. She did feel bad about it, and he had to realize that she's just in such a dark place. It's impossible for her. But Theo and his abandonment wound, that was what he initially felt by his mom, right? The person that's supposed to love him didn't. That's a wounding. It's hard. He needs to get something from her again. Suddenly he has this need to get something from the woman from the outside. Yeah, this is going to be a long video. I thought so before. It's an important video. Yeah, so basically, over the years, we have met in person. It's just that it was delayed so long. Because of this, we had to butt heads like this. Be so shocked, because from my perspective, first it's like, how can she not understand that this is so unreasonable what she's doing? She could just do this differently, and it would still be difficult, all of this for us. But I would know what's going on, and I wouldn't have this need to get anything from her. But she never gives it, you know. I need to get her to understand it. I need to do it my way. I'm suddenly being a little bit wounded masculine, trying to, you know, even if it comes from a good place at the start, it's the presentation, it's the way I go about it. It's forceful. You're pushing it onto her, and it just pushes her further away. Of course, she pushed me further away. She made me do that. She made me have to come closer when she goes away like that, until I finally been at the point like, well, I am feeling terrible. But I felt more terrible. I abandoned myself more and more for every time I try to put up with this shit that I hate. I think it's wrong behavior. I don't think it's the right thing to do. So finally I had to go away for a long time, and she would always, it took longer and longer time the more and more I pushed her away. She pushes me away, but my response first is to try to come closer. She pushes me away, until I actually, okay, I have to leave. Enough time, she would always come around. And we had longer breaks and shorter breaks, all kinds of breaks. We're talking a day, or hours, minutes, or months, almost a year, you know. But they have to butt heads, and Theo, like he's done with everything, has to really look at himself, question himself, because he's seeing she's doing something's wrong, that it's just not right. But he's feeling, he can just sense that this is not right with me either. This is how I used to be, just in a different form. I'm now still fitness, I'm better in many ways, but this is that old part of me, and I'm not liking it. I hate this part. And so we've had to butt heads. I've had to figure out so much about my wounds, where it comes from, what kind of behaviors that lead to, you know, on different levels. We come back to each other, more and more understanding, but then we go more and more rounds again. And it's always the man's job to go first. That's what the man does, what the king does. He's the bigger person. He has to be. He has to be, because women are not beneath him as a freaking little slave or you know, child. It's just that they cannot apply the logic. They will not see. When a man is too emotional himself, he cannot bring the masculinity that the woman needs in the sort of cloud of emotions that she has. She needs him to be steady, to walk her through that, guide her, hold her hand through that. It will look different ways at different times, but if he is himself clouded, he's gonna, you know, be insecure. Am I there? Should I put there? Oh, I'm not getting it. Where are you? You know. So yeah, it's not about beneath. It's just that, yeah, the woman is more, the mind is more of the man, and the spirit is more of the woman. So the woman is really, it's like almost like she's too high. She's above him. Then it's like you're all up in the clouds there. Have to pull you back. So Theo has had to learn this and level up. He's always known he has to go first. He has been unable to. He wanted to, like, you just have to see things my way there, and do it like this. Do it like this. See how that will lead to this. It's male to male reasoning. It's not emotional communication in that way, but it's emotional in the sense that she can sense that he's not sure of himself here. He might have the truth with his words, but he's not sure of himself. So Theo had to actually let go so many times. And that's the thing, Theo actually has let go now. You're checking the time. Yep, So now they've been on much friendlier terms, and they met, and things are always beautiful in person. Theo has always been insistent that a huge part is the distance. We need to be together longer in person. For things to work, because you can sense my tone and my entire presence in a different way like text messages between calls when I'm far away. You can even start feeling things when we've not talked, So if I text you, you're in a certain mode then, and you get it wrong. If I'm around you more, then it will be different. But she's been too weak herself to dare to take that step, because of course, even if there's more safety, it's also scary. It's less distance, it's more intimacy still. Even one part is going to be much better, one part is going to be harder. When it's more intense when something actually goes wrong. But that's the thing, Theo's been right about this all along, but not to mouth the way he's tried to make it happen. So he realized all he can do is be the bigger person, in the sense that he has to always let go and be like, well, you come to me. When you're calm, when you see things clearly again, come to me. And so, yeah, it's beautiful in person. I've never had this. This is the thing. Other women get so triggered by me now because of their masculine wounds. I become so freaking fucking masculine and assertive now in a loving way. But they've been hurt by the masculine, and so they associate it so much with pain. No matter how nice Theo is, direct, honest, patient, everything like this. But he's never going to be like, oh, okay, I guess you're right. Oh, I guess you're right. I don't agree. As the man, I can clearly see that you're in your emotions and making up shit now. But, okay, baby, okay, I guess, what do you want me to do to fix it? Theo's not going to be like that. He's always, if he gets criticism from a woman, he's going to be like, is there some truth to this? Is she right? And if he's going to say, you know what, baby, you're right. I shouldn't do it like that. I'll keep that in mind in the future. Yeah, Theo's just noticed that when he's let go, he's healed his inner feminine to allow his inner masculine that was always strong to come out. Thank you, Dad. I understand what you did with my mom. And what we're doing together, all of us now. But, well, basically, yeah, I too have noticed. It's when I get hurt, by the way. I've not felt the need. I've been in a celibacy. It was my destiny, I guess. Now I don't even see it as it was something I chose or not. It's kind of like, yeah, I've been going in that direction when I thought, I'm going to soon be together forever closely with this girl that I love, and she'd be the last one I have sex with. It's like, yeah, I'm in a celibacy. Clearly that's what it is, because it's going to be broken when I'm finally with her. And then he's just in that situation when everyone gets fucked up. Clearly it was his destiny, because at those times he's noticed that old need to kind of sleep with a girl or get attention from girls. And he hasn't had sex with any girl, but he's trying to gain attention from girls in different ways, which is not wrong. When I'm not together with her, of course I can go around and be a little bit flirty now. I flirt with girls, because I'm not, and I would not. It's morally for me, like, it's one thing to be nice and be masculine with another girl, wherever, but specifically flirt, I see it as a boundary. It's cheating in a small degree, but he's kind of noticed that he wants that when things are wrong and they've got separated and he's still hurt. It's like, I need to feel that from a woman, but he never really let go. This is the woman he loves. And now when I think I've reached a level when I'm actually ready, finally don't have to let go. I have let go. I am finally fine. I love her, but I'm fine with letting her go. It's like, I know she's going to come back to me if that's what's meant to be, and otherwise I'll be fine. I'll either, it was not in the cards for me that I'm supposed to be with a woman, or it will actually, someone else will claim what I'm offering you the throne beside, the place beside my throne of my kingdom, as my queen. You didn't like the word claim, because I said, I claim you spiritually, as in, I'm just asserting that I'm ready for you now. Of course, because of your wounds, you see it as something forceful when you're triggered. I'm saying the opposite, like, I am ready, here, I'm inviting you, you do whatever you want with that. I'm gonna sit here in my fucking kingdom either way. So maybe if you're too slow, someone else will claim it. I don't know yet. I just know that I'm not gonna force it. The last girl I tried to date, she got so triggered. And just like you yesterday in our argument, she told me that I was doing everything she was doing. Because fucking girls, that's what we realize more and more. Even when they don't seem super emotional, they're so much more driven by emotion than men. And they can sound like they're making sense in their arguments, but most of the time, their logic is applied to themselves and they don't see it at that moment. So that's why women always accuse you even more than men, project even more than men, because they're so in everything, they're so blind. It's like, also the thoughts that appear about someone that really are based on me, you are doing this, you're angry, you're bossing me, you're interrupting me. It's like, what are you doing when you're saying all those things, dear? when I'm completely calm and let you speak, who is the one doing all of that? So yeah, that's what happened with a girl I tried to date. It was even like a great girl in many ways, but it's like I could just feel she's not receiving my masculine. In the end, she was so triggered and angry, left. And I'm just like, okay, I mean, I thought we were going to be friends at least. She has a similar work. I mean, okay, that's strange. So you see, I cannot force it. I'm too great of a man for most women, quite literally. Just large masculinity that I can't deal with. But so, pretty much in person, it's always been great. That's the only person. I've only ever with you there. You're the only woman that I feel can take my lead. Men do it better, but men try to be the boss when they're not supposed to. When they're my coaching client, for instance, they try to know best. Oh no, see, I'm just explaining ourselves. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you when you can explain yourself, okay? Because that's what a man does. It's like a healthy masculine. He doesn't domineer to gain personal power, to take something from someone, to bully, to just feel above someone from a toxic place. Like, I push you down, I hurt you. That's what bullying is. Someone has to pick on someone to feel more powerful in a toxic way because they're so insecure and hurt themselves. But a man should, though, when it's right, it's like, no, you're wrong and you're not the one that's supposed to run things here. Let me fucking take over, take the lead. So men that are hurt by men, missing father figure, they will try to fight with Theo sometimes, not let him be. The father figure, just, when you are brothers, you have to see when the other is the father now. If it's an equal brother relationship, when it's like, well, I know you know better than this. Can you teach me about this, bro? And now I'm the son, you being the father to me. You see, there's a time for it. And in certain relationships, it's like, in a coach-client relationship, for instance, they're true brothers, but when they are, I'm a father in that sense. It's like, well, I am the one that knows best here, and you should follow my lead most of the times. Then, if you do that, if you just listen, if you take a little bit, like, shut the fuck up, we don't need to talk about that now. Like, if we're going to get to that. If you take the lead, he is the father because he knows that we're going to end up in the right place. And it's like, now, son, that you're actually my bro, that you feel like I'm a father, like that you resent in sort of way. When you want to be best, you have to be above your father. You try to push your father down, sort of. You bully your father by not respecting the leadership, It's like, you're actually a bro. If you take it easy and just see the kind of, that we're big bro and small bro, but you make me a father figure when you act wrong like that, I'm gonna let you come in so you can see that you're my bro. Okay, I run you over a little bit, but you are my bro. Come in, now I want to hear you talk, say your side. Same thing with a woman, right? That when everything is balanced, they are like brother and sister, but it's not like incestuous in a relationship like that. But masculine and feminine balance, you're equals. But when the woman is too emotional, she's gonna have to, she's gonna have to look at the guy as the father now. Like, dear, I know best now. Please, you know what happens. You lose control. You don't see things clearly. Listen to daddy now. Then you can come back to being equals. And the woman is also supposed to be mother when the guy is worried, he's doubting, can I even do this? I have such a big mission, all the work, all the people are depending on me, or very dark, like I can't do anything, I wish I was better, I wish I was strong enough. Then she's supposed to be the mother, sort of, and like, hey, you see, you take on the roles. It's not that you're literally these, right? But so yesterday, you just gotta check, good. I don't have time to finish this. Yesterday, the girl I love reached out to me in the morning to check in with me that, hey, are you okay? I saw your video yesterday. It's like weird. I'm not really understanding what's going on. Texted me. And I, being so connected, I kind of predicted already. I don't think about the future. I just sort of get these downloads, this sense, just like I know when it's time to message one of my clients or not, just by pure intuition. It's time, Either that they message me at the right time or I just like, you said that. Oh, I know now what I got to tell my client, just in the same way, because I've asked myself, it's been a lot of ego in this, people can recognize this with who should text first, who should reach out, who should say sorry first, that kind of thing. I've had a lot of ego with it, that there are many times I should have let her, like completely the king has to abandon. You always have to, when you try to come closer and you're not allowed, whether you're doing right or wrong, at one point, abandonment is the right thing, because either for your sake, okay, it was for the best to go apart, or you gave them the time they needed to digest, and if it was meant to be, they'll come back, right? So, where were we? I questioned, because many times I felt like, I felt this need to reach out, and I feel like stepped on, that I shouldn't have to. This should be more equal with this. And so it's both knowing when it's the right time to like, no, I actually shouldn't do this now, or knowing when I should, even though I feel like it's not on me, I should be the bigger person and do it. So now I'm just questioning because I feel like I've let go. It's just like, it's not out of ego that I'm not reaching out now, right? We sort of have a plan for when to see each other again. Like it's distance again. She's in different countries, you know, she travels more than I do. She's not in Sweden is the point. And so I just ask myself, like, you're just in denial that your ego, you want her to reach out before your plan that you have. It's like, no, I'm not actually not. It's just not the right time. I could do it. I will reach out to her and just check in when the time is right. And just because I went a few cycles with that, I'm like, well, she's going to reach out. I feel it. I'm not an oracle. It's like, I cannot be like, oh, exactly this time she will text you and say these words. Just like, probably within a day or two, she'll sense that she should come around. And then, of course, it made sense because I know she can watch my YouTube videos, and she did come around in the morning yesterday. I was like, hey, I just saw your stuff, and it's like, I'm a bit worried. Like, are you okay? Do you have someone to talk to? And I'm like, well, I'm not surprised. I do things now so big and bombastic. A lot of people would see it as some kind of insanity on the surface. So I know, I appreciate it. So I'm so glad that she checks in with me. So I'm like, hey, like, you know, it's okay, I appreciate it, and la la la. And she said, I have like 30 minutes before I have to go somewhere I can call. And it's like, okay, I didn't expecting this, but great. So we call, and I'm in the morning, because Theo is working so hard right now. It's coming high, like now, later in the day, but in the morning, he's just like, I've been resting. You know, I think kind of clearly and everything, but the whole fucking vehicle is just working so hard that when it rests, it's like, all rusty and first in the morning. So I just know that, yeah, she's going to be a bit scared of how big all these ideas that I've been talking about are and the way I express myself. So try to have to keep calm, which is easy. It's easier in the morning to not get ahead of myself. I'm just speaking, well, I know Theo's done this. I try to explain, try to let her in and be like, yeah, I know it's a lot. Like, I'm not surprised. I know how you react, even when you're not triggered necessarily. You're overwhelmed and you don't quite know what to say. So it's like, it's fine. I just wanted to tell you this stuff. But, yeah, it's like you don't have to say anything now. We can go back to, you just reach out again whenever you feel like you digested it and want anything right. And I could check in with her again, but that's kind of the point. I know now. There's no point in talking about this more now. You know, I'm trying to explain it the best I can. Let's talk later. And then I went through my day. I did an epic video yesterday. I'm the son of God. Above it all. And I had a great day. It was mostly not work. I did work quite a bit, but I more meetings. Had a great meeting with my mom that also I triggered a wounded masculine in. She told me yesterday, it's like you think, Theo, my mom, it's like you think, Theo, that you're this father figure that knows best about everything. And I'm like, Mom, I never use the word father figure, and I never say, I sit and listen, I let you speak, you know. So I'm trying to assert myself with my mom also when she goes all emotional. Wounded masculine and feminine women, like they don't respect masculinity, they don't act masculine. They take charge too much. You know, not that a woman should never do that, but it's imbalance. It's like, well, mom, you remember because all my conversations with my mom is like this. I've told her that, Mom, you're going to have to, as long as you keep fighting me, defense mechanisms, Theo is just going to hold his truth now. This is what interactions with me are going to be like. You either get better, or you're going to notice that it doesn't work, and I have to distance myself. I have to abandon you so you can learn something, or we're apart, right? And so now my mom, because I am safe in the end, and I'm in person with my mom, she will get it in the end. It will always come to a point. I met my mom a lot this week. She will always come to a point where she finally, lowers her guards. And actually, suddenly, because I keep telling her, Mom, you don't listen to me. You don't listen to me. We think we listen, but we feel what we feel, and we want to attack back or defend ourselves. Well, this that I've already made up in my mind was, Mom, don't be so fucking prepared to respond now. Can you listen? See, I let you do stuff. But I'm not going to let you do it infinitely. If you are interrupting the flow, the connection here, by going into fighting in your ego, I'm going to call it out, right? So, my mom also is wounded masculine, weak father figure. You know, sometimes it's not it's like physical violence or anything. It doesn't have to be. Just you're hurt by a man. So it's a paradox in a woman that's hurt by a man, that she's going to be very triggered by it because she confuses like assertiveness with force, you know. But she also needs that. So my mom will always lower her guards and we come a bit closer because I'm like, actually fine. I don't need to make her see things, make me see things my way. I don't need to make her see things my way, but I'm not gonna agree with her way when it's wrong, when she's a stupid woman in her head, you know. And I don't talk to women this, I don't want to say it like this, but it's like sometimes you have to like make the point. And I don't say this to my mom, because I know if I say it to her, like, she shuts down. When I say something, you know, it's funny also how you can see how they change. When I just say anything, like, well, something just mentioned that a woman should follow a man's lead, it's like, oh, she's projecting whatever she feels about that. The force she feels like some man has imposed on her, right? And then later, when I manage to see, I've made her go into a wall when she can't say anything anymore. She has to be humble. Now, when I use the same expression again, now she's listening, because now she's taken my lead. Now she's taken my lead because I didn't lose it. I never lost it, right? So in a text conversation that I ended up having again in the evening with my girl, after having a great day, you know, and I just want to thank her again. Because I know I get a bit high, baby. I know it's great reminder. That's what I need from you. That's what I want to tell, like, thank you. That you still, I'm not gonna, you can come back now. I just wanted to say thank you. And exactly for this that I need you. Pull me down when I'm too high. Raise me up when I'm too low. But she comes in, I'm just gonna write like 2 messages. Like this first one saying this short point, and then like, and now, you know, I won't push anything on you. Like, come back to me when you're ready. Maybe not those words, you know, but that's the point. 2 short messages. But she comes in so fast and like, oh, hey, like, oh, I've had this shit day myself. She's like, writing so much, you know, immediately. And like, I know her, right? So I know that, okay, she's stressed from a long day. She's been hustling in her masculine every day. That's what the women do. They need to have some masculine when they like take care and provide for themselves. But it's imbalanced. Women's nervous systems cannot fucking handle this. Oh, wow, it's running out. So pretty much, I can tell right from the start. Then when she starts talking, and I'm like, I'm so tired. I just want to go to work. I just wanted to say this. I really appreciate what you did. I love you. You know, call me, text me whenever you want. But she won't stop interrupting. And I'm like, so I let her do some message. And I'm like, well, I'm so tired. I cannot even read your voice right now. And I don't remember in the exact words, but I say something a little bit jokingly when she keeps like running, or I just want to finish a sentence, you know. And then she starts attacking, like, whoa, why did you do that? Why did you feel attacked by that? I'm like, no, I said, no fight here. It's just a misunderstanding. Okay? And she's like, she admits it first sometimes and like blames that she's an Uber. Okay, wow. Apart from, I mean, because I know this is going to reach her, you know, but clearly I can't wait to share my ideas. I'm like finally ready. I've always waited throughout these years to talk about the subject until I feel like I'm ready. Certain ones you don't have to have as much experience, or you can start talking a little bit. But now it's like I've really clarified masculine and feminine ideas. But yeah, from the start, I noticed that she's like all in hustle mode still. Like, she has this masculine side, right? That's active now. And I can almost sense immediately that she's already triggered. She probably triggered from something in the morning that I said. They said I spiritually claim her. She's going to hear it wrong if she's emotional and feel it as force. Claim, you know. It's like this big language that I use right now. I would hope that on the phone, she just hears the tone that, yeah, when I'm explaining, like, not claiming, and I would never claim you with my mind, like try to manipulate you like that. I would never claim you with force, with my physical. Absolutely never, you know. Only when you want it. That's a never ever ever. Oof, never ever ever. I never want to hurt a woman like that. I even don't like when you have to put the woman in her place. But that's kind of what she made me have to do. I'm not feeling many emotions. Like I'm very in my masculine. I'm just like fucking wrecked. And I'm gonna send 2 loving messages, appreciate her and tell her like that's exactly what I need from you. Check in. We see I'm too high or too low. Because just that reminder helps me so much. It's kind of all I need almost. But she takes over the conversation, and I even let her run it a little bit. I'm like, oh, I can't even like quite hear where you're coming from with what you're saying. But I'm just gonna say this. And like, why? Why are you saying I'm wrong? Like, goes into a fight about like I've corrected her in a bad way. You know, I'm like, oh, well, no, it's just a misunderstanding. Like, let's come on, let me just say this. I'm sorry, you know. And she a few times admits. Like wrong, like, oh, I'm stressed in a taxi, you know, I'm like, oh, it's fine, you know, and I can't recall the exact words because it's not the point with a woman ever. Of course the words matter, but the more emotional she is, the less it has to do with the words she's saying. You can see, well, with the story she's telling, where does it come from? But it does come from an emotion, you know, so it happens just a few times that I know that I'm completely calm. I'm not angry whatsoever. I just fucking wanted to say, I love you and thank you for what you did today, you know. And she starts fighting. She starts arguing with me and not moving on. She's holding on to that you did this. Why did you have to do this? You know, why did you have to say it like that? Or, you're doing this to me now. She's all in her masculine. She's like trying to act all logically, figure things out. But she is a woman, so she's super emotional. She is angry, I start sensing. She's angry. She was probably triggered by something I said. And she's now in her hustle mode. She's in her masculine a lot. So she's acting very masculine to me, but she's emotional and blinded to it. So she won't stop fucking fighting and arguing with me. And I'm saying it all the time, there's no attack here. There's no attack here. Stop defending yourself. And she always, I'm not defending myself. You did this, you did that. It's like, well, okay, I'm sorry if I did something wrong. You know, I keep saying it. Forgive me. It's like, I don't mean it like this. At some point I say, because I know my tone, maybe I shouldn't have said this in a text message. I'm not saying that I'm perfect in this, okay? But I say, like, come on, woman. Like, I mean it like in loving. It's like, come on. I know you, my dear. You agree with me with the like role, the gender roles that, I'm not supposed to force or treat you as a little underling, but that's what you're doing now. You know that you really agree with the reverse here. And so, but now she's gonna do like a woman, like that I did a thing of, you say woman and you say this, like, you're making this connection, like it's not the right time to do it, but doing it in a masculine presenting way, but it comes from a feminine place. She's not seeing clearly. She's trying to use logic when she's all caught up in her emotions. So I don't know how fucking many times I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I keep thinking, because we go back to now it seems like we're having a good conversation again. But then suddenly I find myself like fighting you and having to say, well, this is not what I'm trying to do there. Can we stop? I'm sorry. It's like, I don't quite know what I'm doing if I'm doing something wrong. Forgive me, you know. So maybe I should have said woman. It's not the right time in the text. She's not going to hear my voice. Since she's already triggered at the masculine in me. Okay, the masculine wound in her is triggered, and so it's not about me anymore. It's what I represent. It's intense masculinity, right? That's what she's attacking, thinking that I'm attacking her because she feels threatened by masculinity. And I try as much as possible without rolling over and being a little bitch. That's not what you're supposed to do with women. Like, okay, I guess we end the conversation because, yeah, I will also. It gets so far out of hand. She's trying to think it's like I'm crazy, like this Theo is not the one I fell in love with. He is not acting like this, you know. If this is who we want to be, well, then this over forever. Thing is, I've already learned from the past that she says and does things to push me away, but then she wants to be around me, right? She wants to be around me. She says all these things. It's funny, when I have to stop this, to take, I had to clean something out. By accident, I cleaned something up and I got the word bipolarity up from a timestamp on my video with a little yin-yang symbol. I'm like, yeah, Theo is bipolar in the grand scheme of things. Theo have high periods and lower periods. If he's smart, he can have them closer to each other. He needs your help. Always, I'm going to have to cut the name out. But he needs your help, dear, for that. And you're fucking bipolar in the short term. You just bounce all fucking over the place, you know. We need each other for this, to balance each other out. And I was in balance. I was balanced here. That's the point. Even if I'm not perfect, I was in control. So, she keeps telling me, this over, friend. This time you went too far. You went too far because she didn't listen to me. I tried to act. She forces me to be more and more like hard masculine. Like you're being emotional like a woman, you know. I have to tell her, triggering. But, you see what I do on my channel, trigger people. I don't want to trigger her, but I clearly already have, like I do to so many people on my YouTube channel. Well, it's the best thing now when they won't listen to reason is to just put it where it hurts. Clearly you're hurt as a woman, you're hurt by a man. It's not me to begin with, but that's what's shaping our interaction now. So I guess I have to double down on my manhood, because the man has to be above. He has to be above just from like, hey, I know, I'm up here, come up here now. He can't let the woman pull him down like that. Again, try to see that the hierarchy, it's not about who's like worth more or better in that sense. Just like, I know best here, dear. Step up here. I cannot. I'm not supposed to submit to you. You're supposed to submit to me. I can be like, oh, sorry, it's getting wrong. But at a point, it's like, okay, it's not working. So you're being fucking emotional like a woman. Stop it. You know this. Women are more emotional. I've heard you say it many times. Fighting me over that, of course, and like explaining why it's the wrong time to say it. So, ego desperately trying to find logical reasons for it. She makes less and less sense, getting hung up on stuff. And she goes on and on. I wasn't angry at you. I'm calm, you should read this back. And I'm like, okay, really, because I sensed even before this that it's not about even this conversation. I felt like you were angry about something even before, early in this conversation. And I'm not emotional, she says. I'm like, really? Because you're kind of acting like an emotional woman. And like, I just double down on it now, because clearly she is all fucking caught up in her emotions, because I'm not. I've been all nice. I've pretended to submit, if you understand. I'm sorry. Like, I say I'm sorry, not it's not dishonest, you know. But it's kind of like, okay, see, you feel attacked. I'm already showing all the time that, okay, I'm not attacking. Okay, sorry. There's no attack. Do you want to keep attacking me? Well, if you're gonna keep attacking me, stop being a fucking emotional woman. It's not, you're doing it, okay? You're doing it. Everything you're telling me, you're doing it. It's so common for this uncommon man that this happens, whether man or woman. More with a woman like this, clearly. All women fucking get triggered by me. Men can handle men better, even if they're hurt by them, right? Yeah, but so she keeps telling me to leave now. I went too far. Yeah, I had to throw like triggering words in her face. Worse than saying emotional woman. I don't want to even say it out loud, because I did never want to say that. I've always avoided to say certain things because I know the associations. I know she carries a lot of hurt and shame and guilt, pain over masculine wounds. So I try to be gentle, but she's not being gentle back. I try to be gentle. She's getting harder. Okay, being soft for me doesn't work anymore. I have to be hard. I would never hit her if we're in person, never something like that. I kind of have to double down and throw something even harder in her face. And now she holds on to this, of course. She keeps coming back to this. It doesn't make sense the way she comes back to it in response to certain things, because she's all emotional like a woman. And I just have to stand my ground now. I just have to know. I question myself during this time. Hey, am I fucking blind? Am I talking in a way that is not nice to her? Maybe I had poor timing with something, but I just know that I was never angry. I was never trying to dominate her. At least it has to be coming from her then. And when I triggered word that really reminded her of the hurt, she said the things that you are hateful, spiteful, this, that, resentment. I don't remember the words she said. But I realized, yeah, I'm so sorry there. I'm so sorry there that this is what you've sensed from the masculine that hurt you. That's exactly, you felt like it was hate. Really exerted power because they hate themselves so much. They have to show this, put this person in their place, by taking something by force. Never what I wanted to do, never what I want to remind you of. But you give me no choice. You're all in your emotions. I have to. I cannot not. I'm sorry. I said it yesterday too. I say it now. I am sorry. I don't want to do that. The opposite, I want to help you heal. Just the way I've healed now, I'm ready to help you heal. That's what you always needed me for. That's the journey we started. It's the twin flame journey. I am the divine masculine, you're the divine feminine. We are the polarity. And just from a logical standpoint, I'm not, I just see that the twin flame, the thing that I always thought sounded so gay, a little ashamed that I feel I have the experience. I just cannot deny it. I just don't quite know from my life. Maybe I learn more. Maybe there's not just one man, but right now, it's like we are the perfect reflection of each other. That's why you came into my life and said I had something you needed. And that's why I didn't know, because I felt, you shouldn't need something, and now I know. Like, okay, you wanted me then. I was the man you wanted then. Now I've become the man you needed. That it can do this. That doesn't that takes your feelings into consideration, but knows where the limit is for, I cannot go down to her woman emotional level now. I have to stay above here. Even though I know it might mean she's hurt, and she might leave me. She might leave. And so she keeps telling me to leave. And then she won't leave herself. I say every time, okay, I'm just trying to finish this in a nice way, but I'll leave. And it's stop texting. When she notices that I stop texting, she tells me to stop when I already stopped. I'm like, I say something more. And she says something more. And leave. You don't understand. You went too far this time. You went too far. It's like, I never want to speak to you again. I'm like, well, it hurts in the moment, man. This is the first time I felt the sting of fear throughout it's like, these are big words, but I have to trust this entire time. She's been saying that she wants out, that she wants to leave, go away. I'm not good enough for you, Theo. I can't fix it. I can't, blah, blah. It's been the entire time. And so I just have to trust. I have to be above it. I want her to be like, I have to then say some things before I go in our chat. But I have to be accepting of, I have to be okay, Okay, I'm fine with that, you leaving. If that's the end result of what we're doing here, I can't start lying though. I can't go into your woman lies that your pain hurts, tells you when it's active. I cannot get down there. I'm sorry. I have to tell you like it is. So I leave her with that. She said towards the end, when he kept telling me to leave and never leaves herself, see what I mean? Never, when the woman, even when she sounds in a chat, seems like she's being all logical, it's so obvious when I'm not emotional and I'm actually all logical. And I see that, well, dear, I become the target for the man hate you have. I know in the grand scheme of things, you had a great father figure growing up. So I know when you're not in your emotions, you have the right view. You feel safe with me. You always did. I've never seen anyone take my lead the way you did in person. It was amazing. It was so empowering as a man to just feel like I don't have to push anything on this girl. She just completely submits and trusts that I lead us the right way, It was great. It was amazing. How we sat and stared into each other's eyes without saying anything. I've never been able to do that with a person before. Just sit for minutes straight, stare into each other's eyes and kiss. That's the man I am for you. That's who you are for me. You have to remember that. You have to remember that, dear. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for all the pain the masculine has done to you. Remember who Theo is that you met. What do you think? That he just wants to boss you around, like fucking rip up the wounds? No, the opposite. He had to now, because he's a healer. He's not supposed to be his work coach, Theo, with you. But you pushed him to go there. When you act all masculine, you have to take out Coach Theo's side, the fatherly masculine, to discipline you in the most loving way, which unfortunately, when it has to be poking where it hurts. You left me no choice. And so, she keeps telling me to leave. I say I will. She doesn't let me. I try to conclude it. And she said, and one of the last things she said that, you should go read this when you've calmed down. It's so funny. Because she doesn't have to go read this when it's called. She's going to see that I'm trying to. I'm not fighting. I apologize. When she's not in all her emotions, she's going to see the truth. And then if she has too much pride, I might have to check in with her anyway. Be the bigger person, even in that regard. Even when I've left, I'm fine. I'm fine with this ending forever, dear. That's actually where I'm at, I'm going to make you pretend that you're the one breaking it off. You don't want to. You keep saying that. You push Theo away, the man that can help you heal. Not the man that heals you, really. The man in whose presence you can heal. You're pushing away the only person that could actually put up with you and all your bullshit. You're an amazing girl, but you know just as well as me, this side of you is like how difficult it is to deal with for you. It's difficult to deal with for others, but I'm not judging you. I love you. I want to help you heal. I'm sorry you made me. You made me have to poke in the wounds. Can you see now that you did that? That I don't want to do that. I would prefer to not have that sort of male leadership, to have to actually use some force. Yes, I just had to assert the truth. Stand up for the truth that you cannot see, so that you get a chance to take it in afterwards. Come down. Now, when you are soaring too high, in the clouds, that's the thing. The man can come too close to the sun and get burnt. Maybe you don't get burnt like that, but you're fucking lost in the clouds. You don't see the light anymore. Yeah, so I have to tell her, it's going to be, you're so funny, dear. It's like that you tell me that I should calm down. This is going to be embarrassing for you, really. And she says, I never want to hear from you again, never text me again. That she doesn't mean, of course. So I will not, I said, hey, just remember who Theo is, who came into your life. And see what he's trying to do here. It's actually opposite of what you feel. You're projecting onto that. You're projecting onto your pain. He mentioned the word. Now you're making it so. Oh, you hurt me with this. It's like, no, you are already hurting yourself and Theo with that pain. The monster. She called me a monster. That the one I become now is a monster. It's like, it's difficult to hear. But I so often have to deal with someone that's triggered and think I'm the monster, the bad guy. It's like, it's the monster in you that you're projecting on me. I'm sorry. You're gonna see it, and I trust that you will know that Theo actually tries to do the opposite and heal, but it's up to you. I'll be gone forever if that's what you like, because I'm fine. I will stand up for what's right and true, but I won't give up on it. I won't give up loving God. I won't give up for loving a woman, because that's not love. Man has to love God first, most of all, before he can love completely for a woman, okay? He can be good in certain areas, but you see, an extreme man like Theo will, in the bipolarity of this universe, he will attract an extreme individual like this girl that he loves. So, whether she's the only one or it has to be someone like her, just know that. That's how it works. All the relationships in our life are a perfect reflection of us. When you look into a mirror, what do you see? You see yourself exactly, but also the polar exact opposite, inverted like that. That's a funny paradox there. You're exactly the same, but also the exact opposites at the same time. And so I trust, if you can drop your pride there, it's okay. I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be safe. You don't even have to explain yourself or anything. I just want to hear what you think and feel about it when you actually come down from all of this. And yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about if I should even say this or not. But you say you never want to hear from me again. It's like, I respect it as in, I'm fine with not ever being with each other ever again. But I know that your fucking huge woman ego may keep you from, you should come. You were the one that got all emotional and angry and can't see it and think that I am. So I recorded a voice message at the end to just show this voice. You are all big and fighting. Even when you're big and fighting, this voice that you hear right now, that was the guy you've been speaking to this entire time. This is how I feel. How do you feel? I trust that you will do the right thing. And I would in the end. Okay, I'll give it a week. I will see. And not push anything. I've already told you my truth. I'm just going to text you. If you don't swallow your big, huge fucking woman ego, I'm going to have to be just check in. Be the bigger person. I said, okay, you don't have to see things Theo's way. He's not going to push anything more on you. I'm not going to push anything more on you. Just okay, I'm here. What do you feel? How do you feel and what do you think about what happened here? If you don't want to respond to that, okay, I'm never going to do anything again. Absolutely not. You see, the man always has to be the bigger person. That's the only thing. The woman is not beneath him, but she ends up there sometimes. She ends up there sometimes. And she would pull the man down unless he could pull her up again. They elevate together. The man always has to do the right thing first. It's just our role. So you see, I'm doubling down on this in the end for not just a love letter, message to my girl. This wasn't really a love letter. It was more like a message. But I do love you. It's a message of love, but it's not a love letter, really. Because it is for others, too. So I'm trying to make clear, because, some women with their wounds, and some men, too, would just hear it wrong, that the man is above. The man is above. It's no, he just, in the end, he has the one that is above when someone has to be it in the, be the bigger person, have less pride, be more humble. He has to be above then, so that the woman and him can keep rising higher together, instead of pull down. That's just how it works in the polarity, plus minus. Doesn't make women worse, it's necessary. My girl, she needed to push me like this when I was not ready, so I had a chance to grow and do the right thing before her every time. Always come back and do the right thing before her. Now I know, I'm at the end. I've reached level 99 plus as a man, right? So that's why I trigger the shit out of women more than men. Because men are less emotional in the end. Some men are going to be triggered by me, but women even more so. Because, and I have to be above them, like that bigger person then, and see it for what it is. It's not me they hate. They hate what I represent. In part, but I'm also what they need. So it's just a polarity. Plus minus polarity. It's there was one last thing I'm trying to find here. Well, I have reached level 99 plus. Percentages. The universe is infinitely expanding. The universe, not even the universe is perfect and 100%. It's always coming closer and 99.9999999. And the magic happens for us individuals when we reach level 99 and what we do beyond that. It's almost superpowers. I mean, you hear everything I speak about. If you agree with it on some level, it's where is all this coming from? How did I come up with this? It's it's kind of what you unlock when you reach enough fear and you have enough, face enough fear and you have enough love inside you. It just flows out like this. So point being, I know I'm right enough for you there. I've become right enough first now. We had this butting heads. You disinvited me from our plans. You told me, leave me, never want to see you again. You went too far this time. Never again. Don't message me again. Well, as the bigger person, I will once. Maybe you haven't had enough time then yet. I know that you could come back in tomorrow, in a week, or in a month, next year, or never again. I don't care, really. I mean, I would love to see you in our plan that we had, but I learned to expect. I cannot know. It's one of many possible timelines is that we see each other. So, because of your huge fucking woman ego, I'm going to check in once, if you don't first. But then I'm going to have to be like, well, whenever she's ready. Whenever she's ready, if she is. That's it. I love you, baby. You know I always did. I always have. I'm sorry I was too weak at times. Let you be the man, like you tried to be yesterday when I didn't let you. I know you forgive me, that you don't really look at it that way from, your grounded self understands why. That a lot of it had come out of care, protecting you and your feelings. But being too protective, overprotective, overbearing mother in that sense. Getting too protective. I know, I had to learn. I had to learn and grow, just as you have learned and grown these years. I'm grown, I'm ready. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Are you ready, dear? I love you so much. In the calmest, more grounded, masculine way. I love you enough to even do what's right. That could mean me personally lose you. Even though it would make perfect sense from like a completely just like moral thing. For me to be like entitled to something with all the work I've done for you. But it's a great sin that men do towards women. Women feel entitled to shit also though. That's what we do. When we feel resentful towards masculine and feminine, we feel entitled to something from them. Like an apology or this or that. Because they did this. I see how much I've done. I am entitled to this from you. Yeah, it's actually a feminine thing, I realize, entitlement. When a man feels entitled to a woman's love, it's a love he felt was lacking from his mother, if he's entitled to. I have purified that wound, because I never had to purify my masculine. I can level up my masculine, but the deepest wound I never had I don't have a deep masculine wound. I only have a deep feminine wound. So I've had to purify and level up my masculinity, but I've had to first heal that deepest wound, the femininity, with my mother. And we're working on our relationship now. It's becoming great. Because I've healed enough to see where she's coming from, and that I love her, and that she loves me. I've always doubted a little degree. She's still unable to listen to me at times, because she's still growing. She is waking up. I'm helping her wake up now, because I've actually become the bigger person. I'll end on that note about forgiveness. Unfortunately, dear, you have someone or something, or several, I don't know, but it's an energy. Masculinity is what you have to forgive. The way I've forgiven femininity, And it always, now a woman has to be the bigger person too, in the sense that, in this dynamic, that, you're never going to get recognition from the one you want, or the revenge, or, the how do you say, vengeance, kind of like making things right, the way, it really, even you deserve, But that's the thing with forgiveness. If your peace is reliant on the other person doing right, when you know that you're the bigger person, you're the good person, like the gooder, the more right person than the other, how can you expect the person that's more wrong to make it right first? You have to make it right first. You have to see where they're coming from so that you can let go. Just like I have with my mom. I love my mom so much. She still has her shields and defenses up. I can get a little annoyed in a moment, but I never, ever truly get triggered because I know now she loves me. I see now everything came from love. Even the pain she caused me, it came from her own pain. How could she ever be the bigger person before me? Not possible. My dear mom, I love you. And because I love you, finally love you now, and don't doubt that you love me. I'm ready for you, my love. That's not my mom, okay? Okay, finish it here. Man, I had a lot to say. It's almost an hour. I mean, I hope people take something from this. If you want to, right now, Theo, I'm getting all these downloads, messages. I just knew, I don't plan the video on the day. It just comes to me. It's like, okay, I'm supposed to tell a story to my girl, like a letter to my girl, and take the chance to teach about the masculine and feminine energies, polarity between men and women, but the energies. So it's all big now. I know it's big. That's why the videos become so long. They will get shorter again when I'm done downloading for now, and it's more like refining. I'm getting the big picture now. Later on, you're going to see this. I'm going to come down. I'm going to start talking more about training and fasting and nutrition, more specifically. Even these topics, I'm going to get more specific. So, if there's anything, because it's hard for me, right now I'm in the big, but I need ideas for the future. We talk about breakups, deal with a woman like this, or what should a woman do to get a man like this? Men and women can ask, right? Whatever you want. Let me know. I always say, let me know something. You can argue and try, well, Theo, you're brainwashed with your stuff, or whatever you want. That I'm not interested in anymore. I've argued with people about my ideas. where I come from already. So I don't give a shit. I want you to, like, what should I clarify? What more do you want to know? So yeah, love you, baby. You know that. You know that I call you baby in the soft, easy, natural way. When I'm grounded, when I'm the way I'm supposed to be, you always sensed when the baby is like kissing your ass, coming from the wrong kind of submissive. So you know that. You're gonna know it when you hear it now. When I say it, you hear now that's not the baby you are to me right now. I love you so much. Good luck. I wish you well. Peace.